Alright, so I got a few more stories I want to do a video about. This one won't take as long, there's only 3 of them this time. All 3 stories are from bountyintocomics.com, which I highly recommend if you don't check them out on a daily basis, or at least every other day. The article is Thandie Newton blasts Star Wars for killing off her character in Solo, a Star Wars story. They kind of explain, her character and stuff. Hold on to your butts, I'm going to go down a little bit. Here's the part that bothered me. Newton then recalled, but I remember at the time thinking this is a big, big mistake. Not because of me, not because I wanted to come back. You don't kill off the first black woman to ever have a real role in a Star Wars movie. Like, are you fucking joking? It's like, to me, it's like, shut the fuck up. This makes me lose respect for her and for anyone who would say this kind of bullshit. Imagine they were making a movie in, like, Africa or Bollywood or China or wherever, and you got one white guy out there. They've got a really popular franchise, and they bring in a white guy, an American, to try to diversify and stuff. And if he or she complained this exact same way, you don't kill off the first white man to ever have a real role in some big Bollywood production or some big Nigeria or wherever, production. If that these people would be complaining like hell and calling that guy or girl or whatever a racist. They'd be calling them all kinds of names. This entire idea is just built on racism. Because it's the woke people, the ones who claim to be anti-racist, as that CRT shit would say, who are actually the most racist. It's like the male feminist. The men who complain the most about, feminism and women's rights and all that stuff, almost always those guys are the ones doing abuse to women and stuff, beating them up or verbally assaulting them or whatever. Oh, I mean, that's such a common joke. It's been 0 days since we've had an incident with a male feminist being exposed to be an abuser or whatever. That's fucking annoying. It's like, oh, don't kill me all because I'm the first black woman to have a real role in a Star Wars movie. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's just fucking ridiculous. Second story. Um, Chrissy Teigen says that we have to forgive people after being canceled for cyberbullying. Now, she was all over social media. I think this was a couple months ago. She was bullying this, I think it was a 15 or 16-year-old girl, that Courtney Stodden, I think was her name. Um, and she's going on, and of course, she's fucking crazy. But she revealed, Stodden revealed that Teigen had sent her some hateful messages encouraging her to commit suicide. I mean, yeah, okay, she was only 16 at the time. Okay. And it's like, that's what you get, you dumbass. Teigen got herself canceled because she was going after something. Now, at the same time, this wasn't just like one tweet she had put out about that girl. She had done a ton. And now, all of a sudden, oh, I'm mortified and sad at who I used to be, but now she's redeemed herself. But of course, at the same time, you ask these people, and these type of people, will they forgive people? Will they give them a second chance? No, fuck you, you're done. I mean, come on. They don't want to forgive anything. But yet, when they fuck up, when they make the mistake, because we're all human, then, oh, they want a chance. Give me a chance to redeem myself. And all that kind of bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I'll move on to the next because I don't want to go on too much about this. Uh, I'm not going to read the whole article, but it just says Brie Larson claims she has a mind that tends to go a little to the depression. I don't know why she would phrase it like that, but and I'm not even like the article itself. She was being interviewed by Dax Shepard and everything, but the whole point, the whole thing I want to just talk about real quick is like I would never want anybody to hurt themselves. I don't want Brie Larson to get depressed and think about hurting herself or killing herself or whatever. You know, I wouldn't want that. I think that Brie Larson was cancerous to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or still is or whatever. Yeah, I do. I think she, like, her arrival has brought about some of the worst bullshit we've seen in the MCU. Now, some of it I don't know that for sure. Some of it, because he's like the Marvels movie, or some of this other bullshit, like with some of the Eternals and all that kind of stuff. This whole Kevin Feige talking about it's the MCU and all that kind of bullshit. We're gonna have so many women and you know people of color and all that kind of bullshit and stuff. And it's like I think she helped, whether or not she did it, actually had a hand in it. But she's almost like the tip of the spear that has penetrated Marvel's movie studio mindset and has just poisoned it. But even feeling that way, I wouldn't want her to be depressed and go into a depression to where she would want to hurt herself or whatever. I mean, hell, just the other day, there was a wrestler, Daphne, who killed herself over depression. I don't want that for anybody. That's sad. That's terrible. I don't. I mean, it sounds corny, but I just want everybody to be happy. I want people to be themselves, to enjoy life, to have fun, and all that stuff. The only time I ever care about stuff is when you start encroaching on other people's rights or other people's fun or whatever. You know, then that's it's different. But I still wouldn't want people hurting themselves. I don't care for that. I think that's going too far. I think we need to be better as people, which kind of goes back to the whole Chrissy Teigen thing. We need to forgive people for the mistakes they made, of course. My problem with Teigen and stuff saying that is, like, damn well she wouldn't have been willing to forgive people before this. And even now, it's just like with the whole fucking James Gunn thing. James Gunn gets canceled over some tweets about pedophilia and all that kind of shit. Then eventually ends up getting his job back and all that stuff. But then Gina Carano makes a fairly innocuous, post on Twitter, which the worst thing you could ever say about the post that Gina made was that you should never touch the Holocaust. You should never touch, like, Jews. Don't ever compare stuff to the Holocaust or Jews or whatever, or all that kind of stuff, because it's never going to end well. Because the second some people hear that, boom, they're done. They're gone. They don't care what you said. It's terrible. Let's cancel you. But she gets canceled, and James Gunn's all on board with that. It's like, man, fuck you, dude. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocritical son of a bitch. You got canceled by a bunch of, people waving the pitchforks and all that. And, so you would think that he would be more likely to be like, hey, let's hold up, let's settle down. But no, that's fucking clown. Says, oh, it's good. It's like, dude, fuck you, don't be a hypocrite. How about that? Anyway, I actually went longer with this than I had intended. Damn, over 8 minutes. Okay, I'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.